Hello and welcome to our coverage of Day 5 of the Cheongju 2018 World Shooting Parasport Championships right here in South Korea. Welcome back to the coverage here in Cheongju, the 10-meter air rifle prone mixed event coming up, and 3 home nation athletes taking part in the final. Sim Jae-yong from Incheon, 3-time Paralympian, goes in A. This is Radoslav Malinovsky. Malinovsky, 5th of the 2006 World Championships. This is Zhang Qiuping. Qiuping, 5th in Rio, a bronze medalist in London. Now this is Veronika Vadovichova, gold medalist from Rio. Anton Zappelli from Australia, Paralympian, 46-year-old from Perth. Bronze medalist in Rio, Lee Jiang-ho, 29-year-old, second of the South Korean athletes to be introduced to this crowd. Now another chance for Great Britain's Matt Skellan, disappointed with his performance earlier on in the week. Matt Skellan, Paralympic champion from London. South Korea's Park Jin-ho from around these parts in Cheongju. He's also the reigning world champion.
And the chief range officer of this final is Mr. Kim Nam-ki from Republic of Korea.
So there we go. Sim Jae-yong, Malinovsky, Zhang Qiuping, Vadovichova, Zappelli, Lee Jiang-ho, Skellan and Park Jin-ho. That is the lineup in this 10-meter air rifle prone mixed SH1 final. It is indeed National Parents' Day here in South Korea. The flowers are a mark of the day. A lot of the ladies have been given flowers. So 3 athletes from the home nation, 2 from Slovakia, 1 from Great Britain, Australia and China as well. Big day for the home nation. They really fancy their opportunity in this. Clean sweep would be remarkable, especially considering the Paralympic champion is here. This is Lee Jiang-ho in F, bronze medalist in Rio, the 29-year-old, one of the 3 we will probably expect to be in and around the reigning champion from 2014 is the nearest shooter towards us. And Park Jin-ho, he came 8th in Rio, so not a surprise to see him in the final. A great start from the first 5 that have gone here, and in fact, that's a really good start for everyone. 10-4, Sim Jae-yong in position A. 3-time Paralympian, just missed out on the medal in 2014. Was a silver medalist in 2004 Paralympic Games. He got a bronze in Beijing. The 53-year-old from Incheon. The impairment is a result of injuries sustained in a motorcycle accident back in 1986. Only took up shooting some 10 years later. 53, Sim Jae-yong is the oldest in this final. Youngest is Lee Jiang-ho. This is him here. All of his shots so far have nestled into the 10-point section. That's the inner circle. Can't see it at the moment. It's peppered by those yellow and blue crosses. This is Zhang Chupin, 30-year-old from Handan. He contracted polio at a young age, just 3. Impairment as a result of that. You see Matt Kellan there, second in from our camera shot. Just having a think about what has gone before. Looks far more considered in his approach this time around. A few shakes of the head from Kellan in the last event. Now Lee Jiang-ho, mentioned him being bronze medalist in Rio. He's got a bit of a fight on his hands here at 10-2 and 10-1. His final 2 shots. He was bottom. Early leader Radoslav Melanovsky from Skalica. Came 4th in Rio, so knows the heartache of missing out on those medals. Melanovsky top, Lee Jiang-ho bottom, but that was the first 5 of many. 10-8, and Melanovsky showing no signs of relenting. But the 29-year-old needs to dig deep. 10-4 with his shot number 6. Lee Jiang-ho continues to try and pick up from that first round of 5. Sim Jae-yong going neatly. All of these in the early rounds will know that there is a real competitor here in firing point D. This is Veronika Zadovitova, 4-time Paralympian, gold medalist from Rio, which might have surprised a few. She was only 7th at the World Championships in Germany in 2014, but she is a real force to be reckoned with in the para sport world. On the side, Park Jin-ho, one of the last to go. And Lee Jiang-ho finds himself in a little tussle at the bottom. He and Anton Zappelli from Australia. 104.3, 104.6 at the top though. Park Jin-ho, Matt Kellan, just 1.1 between them. And of course, Baravitsova in the mix as well. Zappelli from Australia on the left, 46 years of age, came 13th in 2014, so much better. 4 years later, only got to the qualifying stages in Rio. Lee Jiang-ho, on the other hand, picking up that bronze medal in Brazil, will not want to go out for the first time of asking at a home World Championships. 10-7 from Lee Jiang-ho. 10-6 from Zappelli, which means the gap closes, but only by 0.1. Lee Jiang-ho might be ruining that 10th shot at 10.1. Zappelli looking very steady over the last three. 10-5, 10-6, 10-6. Park Jun-ho still just 0.1 ahead of Mats Kellan, who in turn is just 0.3 ahead of Varovichova. One of these two you would fancy to go out, unless there's a real slip elsewhere, but it doesn't tend to happen in the air rifle events. Looks better from Lee Jiang-ho. And we do indeed have a shoot-off. Well, it was tight. Lee Jiang-ho and Anton Zappelli will have one shot apiece to separate themselves before one of them leaves the final.
Anton Zappelli and Lee Jiang-ho is only for the shoot-off shot.
The concentration, the fight with the breathing and the heart rate here. Got to keep your calm going into a shot, knowing that you either survive or go out. Puts the added pressure on.
Ladies and gentlemen, after the 12th
Oh, and Zappelli.
first decision, I have to say goodbye to our 8th place of the World Championship. Zappelli Anton from Australia.
Little shake of the head from Zappelli. Acknowledges the crowd, but not what he would have wanted, I'm sure.
Britain with 127.8 points. And second is Park Jin-ho with the only difference of 0.1.
So Zappelli goes 125.6, the shoot-off, losing out to Lee Jiang-ho, who now has a bit of ground to make up on Radoslav Melanovsky, who looked good over the first 5 shots. Oh, how things can change. Zappelli just making his way from his firing point.
For the next competition shot, low.
So our bronze medalist from Rio survives in the first opportunity to go out. In fact, Lee Jiang-ho, he got that bronze medalist in Rio. He only started taking up the sport in 2014. So, big achievement, bursting onto the scene. Got a 4th in the R1 event as well.
Stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a really high
That's
score
the opening
from Varovichova of 10.9
of the next
points.
two.
And
13
she's
shots
now
down, and
leading
Lee Jiang-ho
38.5 points.
is trying to close down on Sim Jae-yong, so it's the
And also third
shooter in F against the shooter in A at the moment.
in last
Most of the
place,
field
and so probably
continuing to
in
try and push. A
position
good
is Lee
10-7
Republic of Korea.
from Lee Jiang-ho, and the 29-year-old has closed the gap on Sim Jae-yong. So the battle at the bottom is between the oldest and the youngest. But it is between the two Korean athletes. Vast experience on the left-hand side of your screen. 2 medals from 2 different Paralympics for Sim Jae-yong. Lee Jiang-ho has his own medal as well.
Stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, after the 14th shot, we have the 7th place of the World Championship. It's
And
Lee
Lee
Jiang-ho
Jiang-ho.
of Korea. And currently on the lead is Varovichova with
So,
149
on this,
points. And second is
Home World Championships, he can't emulate what he had in Rio, so the bronze medalist
For the next
goes out.
competition shot, low.
Park Jin-ho on this near side.
Stop.
That's Kellan alongside him. This is Radoslav Malinovsky, 31-year-old. 19th in the last World Championships. Go back to 2006, and he got a 5th place finish there.
Currently on the lead is
He was the person to scrape into the final, shall we say. He finished in 8th in the qualifying. 1:5.75.
with a difference of 0.1.
You don't fancy that Malinovsky will make a big enough mistake to allow Sim Jae-yong to continue in this competition. All that Sim Jae-yong can do is try and find the maximum 10.9.
Stop.
So Malinovsky on 158.3 should be okay. Famous last words and all that. Sim Jae-yong fires just before Malinovsky, and he does survive. So Sim Jae-yong 168.3.
It's Sim Jae-yong from Republic of Korea.
Wave to the crowd.
And currently on the lead is Barbichova with
Sim Jae-yong
170.3 points. And second
follows
is Kellan
his
with a
compatriot
difference of 0.2.
Lee
Third, Park Jin-ho with a
Jiang
difference
Ho.
of 0.4.
So out of the 3 Koreans that started, there's just one remaining
For the next competition shot.
in the competition. Malinovsky now goes to the bottom, but only by 0.5 from Zhang Chuping. Well, we start with 8, and then there were 5. Zhang Chuping on the left-hand side of your screen. Malinovsky on the right, 1.693 against 1.688.
Stop.
Both hitting a 10.6, so no changes. It stays
Barbichova with 180.9
0.5 of the gap.
And second is Kellan with a difference of only
We've lost 2 from
0.1.
3 Koreans. Are we about to lose 1 from 2 Slovakians?
In last place and third probably
Zhang
in gaining
Chuping
position after
chasing
the next single shot is Malinovsky.
On Park Jin-ho, the reigning world champion, in 3rd at the moment.
Competition shot. Low.
Anything
Stop.
above 10.4 for Zhang Chuping, she should be safe. Malinovsky, on the other hand, could do with some perfection right about now.
Stop.
After the
Oh, and it's so close. Malinovsky goes by 0.1 in the end. He did everything he could do.
And currently on the lead is still
Well,
Barbichova with
Slovakian
191
bows out. 10.8. Well, I did say the least that Zhang Chuping wanted was 10.4, and that's exactly what she got. Malinovsky just 0.1 away from giving us another shoot-off. The competition carries on. Now there's just 0.5 between Park Jin-ho and Zhang Chuping. Away from Handan on the right side of your screen. Park Jin-ho, the reigning champion from Cheongju. Qualified first into this final, 639.1. Inspired by Swedish shooting parasport competitor Jonas Jakobsson. Shot 19, 10.5 for Zhang, 10.6 for Park Jin-ho, and now it's Zhang Chuping that needs something big. She has to hope that the reigning champion slips up.
For the next competition shot.
The other 2 in this are just steadily going on very nicely. Matt Kellan and Peterborough, 2008 Paralympic champion. Won the 50-meter prone contest in the 2014 World Championships. He and Zolovichova have looked very competent throughout this final. They're guaranteed a medal now. Well, it's a good way to finish. 2:11.6, equally as accurate for the Rio bronze medalist Park Jin-ho. So the local man stays in it. 2:11.6. Look at that. 10.8, 10.7 from the pair of them. 10.6, 10.5 from Zolovichova and Mats Kellan. And now we're into the medal stages. So it's an exit for the Chinese athlete in 4th position. So close. But now it's down to South Korea, Great Britain and Slovakia. Now this is Mats Kellan from Peterborough. 33-year-old. Already been in one final this week, and we spent most of the time in that event watching him shake his head in disappointment. No such shakes of the head in this one. Has found himself being deadly accurate. Looks much more at home, much more at ease with himself. And that is because he's ahead. But look how close this is. Park Jin-ho, 222.6, 0.9 for Vadovichova, and 2:23 dead for Mats Kellan. Oh, it's tight. One slip here in these final stages, and any of our shooters could really change their destiny. 0.3 separates Vadovichova, the Paralympic champion, and the man that took bronze in that competition against her. It's good from Vadovichova. And a shake of the head from Park Jin-ho. Well, the locals get one medal. It might not have been the medal haul they wanted.
Now we're going on the match to know who is the silver medalist and the gold medalist.
So out goes the reigning world champion.
And second rank has an only difference of 0.1.
They've already lost a bronze medal winner. Now they've lost their reigning champion. So it's down to Kellan and Vadovichova. And well, Kellan just dropping off a fraction with his last effort, meaning there's 0.1 between them here with 2 shots to go. Enjoy the excitement.
Currently on the lead is
10-2 and a 10-6 from Vadovichova. And that now leaves Mats Kellan with an almighty task in this final shot. Well, there is a reason she's the Paralympic champion under pressure. What pressure? Vadovichova was disappointed earlier in the week. Here, she is looking very much like the lady that came away from Rio with a goal. There's a huge smile, trying to hold back the emotion, but there was no holding back what she really felt. That smile came straight away, and it is gold for Slovakia and gold for Veronika Vadovichova. While the reigning champion could only settle for bronze, Mats Kellan, much better than he was earlier in the week, gets a silver. That's the first medal for Great Britain at these World Championships. But this lady delivering when it mattered most. Well, there he is, 8th in Rio. Well, he's put that behind him to come away with a bronze here. Mats Kellan the man from Peterborough, had a bit of an off day earlier in the competition. Not so much today, but there was just no competing with this. Quality from start to finish. She was in and around the mix all the way through and finished the job in style. The Rio gold medal winner is now the Cheongju world champion as well. Well, that is the end of our second final of the day. We'll be back with you in a few minutes with the medal ceremony. Don't go anywhere. So, welcome back to our coverage of Day 5 of the Cheongju 2018 World Shooting Parasport Championships here in South Korea. Back with myself, Alan March, as we welcome our second individual victory ceremony of the day. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage here on Day 5. No surprises, in the sense that the Paralympic champions have once again won out here in Cheongju and taken the individual world championship titles as well. It was a world record in the end. We had to wait for that to be ratified. 255 from that lady in the middle. Our medal presenters being welcomed in the hall.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bronze medalist with a score of 232.9 points, representing Republic of Korea.
So it was indeed the reigning champion who this time had to settle for a bronze. Park Jin-ho, victorious in Germany 4 years ago. He only came 8th in Rio, so actually being here on the podium will feel like a big improvement from what happened in Brazil. But having qualified first, I'm sure he would have been desperate in front of his home crowd to have tried to put that gold around his neck. But it's bronze nonetheless. It's another medal for the South Korean team. Certainly not dominating in terms of the gold medals like they did in Germany.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Great Britain have had a team medal to date. Now they've got themselves an individual medal as well. A gold medal for this man in London. 2, in fact, altogether in front of a home crowd. So he knows what that feels like here at these World Championships. He's had to settle for silver. Much better here on Day 5 than a few days ago when he was competing and went out early. Every shot was greeted with a shake of the head. Today, far more relaxed, far more calm, and he was far more accurate. Led for quite a while, but he was up against a formidable opponent, and that is the lady from Slovakia, Veronika Vadovičová, 35-year-old from Trnava. Debuted internationally back in 1999. She is a real veteran on the circuit, and she keeps coming up with gold medals. She took the standing title in 2008. She was the Paralympic champion of this and the standing event in Rio. And she is now the world champion of the 10-meter air rifle prone mixed event. It's gold for Vadovičová and Slovakia.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Slovakia.
Well, you felt like she was holding back the tears a little bit there, but the pride and the gold medal belong to that lady in the middle. A world record score as well. We had to wait for it to be ratified right at the end there, but an astonishing set of numbers. Nothing outside the 10. Has to be expected, but a 2.55. And those top two athletes really were on song. Just 0.7 between them in the end, but she finished very strongly. A final 5 targets: 10.6, 10.6, 10.8, 10.6, 10.7. What a way to round off a world record performance. Don't go anywhere. We've got the team medal ceremony coming up in just a few moments, but for now it's Korea with the bronze, it's Great Britain with silver, and the smiley face and the gold belongs to Slovakia's Veronika Varovičová. So just one more piece of business here on day 5 here at the Cheongju
Ladies and
2018
gentlemen, the
World
victory
Shooting
ceremony for
Parasport
the 10
Championships.
meter air rifle private mixed team event
Smiles
will now take place.
already on the faces of the Australian team. This is the team medal ceremony. Up next, the 10 meter air rifle prone mixed SH1. Might have missed out individually on gold, but the Republic of Korea have certainly gone big in the team event. And whilst Paralympic is used to taking individual golds,
The medals will be
the
presented
teammates
by Hap Lawyer,
have to settle
former promoted
for
division
a
manager.
bronze in the team event.
They're accompanied
Great
by
deal
Anton Young,
in it.
Director of
1891 for
Sport
Slovakia,
Junior
1903 for Republic of Korea, 1891.9 for Australia. That 0.7 between them, or for Slovakia, and then a 0.9 for Australia was the difference. Two finalists. Miroslav Morvej on the near side of your screen. Miroslav Malinovsky receiving his bronze first. Veronika Varovicova had the gold of the individual event put around her neck. She now gets a second medal in a matter of moments. And that is Morvej, who is the lowest scoring of the three, 624.2. It is indeed Slovakia who get that silver. Just 0.2 the difference between them and Australia. So Slovakia take bronze in a score of 1891.9. It was the Australian trio that ended up with the silver. Glenn McMurtry has been in an individual event already during these championships. He got a 627.7. Natalie Smith, 631 on the right side, will receive her medal first. Well, Anton Zappelli went out first in the individual contest. But his point scoring, 633.2, helped the team to silver medal position. There's McMurtry. He's pretty much worn that smile from the start of the competition. And, Natalie Smith certainly enjoying her time in the victory ceremony as well. There's no stopping the Republic of Korea though, and it's a gold in front of a home crowd for them. 1903. Park Jin-hyo, surrounded by Sim Jae-yong and Kim Byung-ji. 630.1, 633.8. Park Jin-hyo here receiving his goal, led the way with a 639.1. I'm sure the bronze medalist from Rio, Lee Jiang-ho, would have wanted to have got further in the competition.
Ladies and gentlemen,
But it is another gold for South Korea. So a home success in the team event adds another medal to South Korea's tally that I'm sure will continue to grow over the final 3 days or so of competition. It's day 5 here in Cheongju. There's plenty of happy medal winners. Hands together here on the podium and some big smiles all around. It is bronze for Slovakia, silver for Australia. But gold goes to the home nation, the Republic of Korea. Have more success. We'll have more success when we bring you day 6 tomorrow. But for today, from myself, Alan Martin, and all of the team here, have a great day.